Today I'd like to show you the hiking trail up to Snow Lake in Washington State's Cascade mountain range. The view of the lake is truly phenomenal, and as the name implies, Snow Lake, the water is very cold. Snow Lake is located at the top of the Snoqualmie Pass. I-90 runs across the pass, hits the summit right here, then continues on down to the other side. Snow Lake is located right here. To get to the trailhead, while traveling along I-90, take exit number 52. Head north on this access road. It looks like about 2 miles, and you'll wind up in a ski resort parking lot. You'll want to arrive very early. We arrived at 7 a.m. and this is how many cars were already here before us. By noon, this parking lot was absolutely packed. You will also have to have a current Northwest Forest pass in order to park here. On the east side of the parking lot is a short access road up to the trailhead. Here you'll find all the rules and regulations that you must follow as you're hiking. And of course, since it's a government operation, in this little box are permits that you have to fill out. As far as I could tell, all they want is information, no money. Either that or I got away with something. Alright, let's start hiking. You start out with a well-manicured, easy-to-travel trail. You travel through fragrant fields of flowers, and lots of ferns. Don't forget your bug spray. But soon you'll find the trail will start showing what it's well known for, and that's rocks. Lots and lots of rocks. Once you arrive at this rock field, you've progressed along the trail to about this point right here. The next section that you're going to walk is going to become a little bit steeper and have more rocks on it. You'll come to this intersection. To make it to the top of the peak, you're going to have to navigate this series of switchbacks. It's very steep and lots of rocks. You want to be careful because rocks like this will have a light layer of dirt on them and be very slick. So walking around looking through a GoPro is probably not so wise, but I'm willing to sacrifice for YouTube. It's hard to believe there's a trail here, but it actually exists. You can see where they cut grooves into the rock. If you have problems with depth of perception or balance, probably not a good idea for you to do this trail. And you can see from the sunlight, Bring sunglasses. Makes it a lot easier to see where you're putting your feet. See the drop off on the right hand side? Let's add, make sure you don't have a fear of heights on the list of things you don't want to have. Make sure you take time to stop and enjoy the scenery. The view up here is absolutely beautiful. I personally think this was one of the more charismatic parts of the trail. It combined the natural ruggedness of the mountain with a whole bunch of man-made manicured stuff. Kind of like the yin and yang thing. Okay, so just a heads up. It took us a short period of time to climb up to the top of the mountain, but it took us almost 3 times as long to come down because we had to keep stopping and letting several hundred people pass on their way up. So I re-emphasize, show up early. This film was made on a Sunday, late in August. Eventually you'll make it to the top where you'll see this sign. Continue walking straight if you want to go down to the lake, or you can go to the left about 100 feet, climb a large rock outcropping, and you'll get a good view of the lake. If you'd like to go down to the lake, you need to continue on the trail down the other side of the ridge. You'll find the trail going down is much gentler than the trail you just climbed up. And you'll have plenty of opportunities to view the lake as you're headed down. At the top of this ridge, you'll see the viewpoint that you were just standing on when you viewed the lake from up above. At the bottom of the trail, it kind of looks like this area has been logged before. And here's something we didn't expect to find. Does this really say toilet? Let's take a run up there and see what this looks like. Okay, it looks like a nice wide open area with plenty of visibility. You've got to be kidding me. A wood toilet seat surrounded by trash and toilet paper, and let's take a look. Oh no, it is full, and there's lots of flies. Let's just move on. Here's something that's pretty neat. You'll find some water on the right-hand side of the trail. What we found in the water was a whole bunch of pollywogs. If you look closely, you'll see they're even growing their back legs already. After you admired the pollywog, it's decision time. You'll hit a juncture where there's going to be a sign posted. You can either cut across to the lake by going to the left, or you can continue on the main trail by going to the right. First, let's go to the right. Follow the trail out to this little peninsula on the lake. From this viewpoint, you can finally see the entire lake. And look closely at the water's edge on the right-hand side of the lake. You can still see snow in August. Okay, let's head on back to the sign, and this time let's take a left. You'll immediately see something that's kind of a surprise. It's the remains of a very, very old house. Can you imagine what it was like to have this lake immediately outside of your front door? Continue on about another 50 yards past the house and you'll finally find the lake. Looks like a lot of people beat us up here. Well, that's about it, except for this is what the parking lot looks like at noon. Well, happy hiking.